Sometimes I just want to throw my arms up and just yell and just scream and just beat on my chest like Tars and then be Jane in the fucking jungle and just say, oh, this has got to be natural to lose someone that I love so deeply. And it's not allowed. Oh, she's gone crazy. No, she's expressing herself, and it's not allowed just to fall apart. You can't do it. It's not acceptable. You can't just, why? You can't do all of that. You gotta hold your arms down. You can't wave your arms when you're frustrated. I just lost something so great to me, and I'm expect to maintain my composure. And a lot of people don't understand that it plays out in the mind. I just want to scream. I just want to yell, and I just want you to see that because I don't show no, you don't see anything wrong with me. The pain that I feel is not like a scratch or a punch or a bite. It's like a memory of something that just keep playing over and over in your head, and ain't nothing you can do about it, and it's a deep disturbing pain. And a lot of people haven't even had an opportunity to bury their loved one. They don't know where they are. And when a child just go missing, it's somebody, and the parents don't know what happened to that child. Is psychological trauma to them. And some parents don't even have the remains of their child in the mom. And it came from them. That baby came from them. I don't believe that JonBenet Ramsey's mother killed her. For some reason, I just don't. I don't think either one of them had anything at all to do with the death of their daughter. I don't think that the son had anything to do with it. I just don't. Now, I may be wrong. Because I don't know them. I don't think that they had anything to do with it, though. And I think that the trauma from the mother losing her little princess, that was her little living baby doll. You can dress them up, and she could dress her up so adorable. And I'm quite sure it showed how she loved on her. And I just don't think that she killed. I think that losing her killed her mother. I just do. But I don't know, But that's just how I feel. And you can't understand it if you ain't gonna walk them shoes. I don't want you to. And I pray hard. I be like a shield around those that have not experienced losing something to such a magnitude. It only creates more pain. It only creates more suffering. That's true suffering right now. It's a true suffering. I don't want to see nobody go through it. I pray for a shield around people. I pray for a shield around them. I pray for a shield around us as human beings. I pray for a shield around our loved ones and around the mothers that have lost their children and around the mothers that have not lost their children. I pray a shield around their children. And I pray that they would stop taking something so precious and so important and we can move forward. I pray a shield around our mind. Power for there to be real healing. Let there be healing. Let there be healing throughout the land. Healing. Holy Mia. Healing. Healing, healing, healing. Let there be healing throughout the lands. Healing, 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 healing. They say we have to want it to happen in order for it to happen. I want there to be healing in me. I don't want nobody to suffer like I'm suffering. I want there to be healing, 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 healing throughout the lands. Healing throughout the lands. And sometimes I look at shows that are supposed to be like child friendly, but they're truly not. If you're going to allow something into your child's life, look at it and think of the outcome it can have on your child psychologically from looking at that and thinking like that and thinking that it might be true because they don't know, they don't understand on the level that we do. And if we don't address the issue with them, if we're going to look at some movies about talking to the afterlife and ghosts and things of that nature, then I think we need to have conversations with them about that, and that people can come back from the dead and we can communicate with the dead and we can go back in time and change things. I think we need to have a discussion with our children about shows like that. And they may promote themselves as child-friendly, but they may not be child-friendly. We have to let these children know when you gone, you ain't coming back no more. A lot of children ain't never been to a funeral home. They've never seen a dead body. They don't know what's gone. A lot of them hear you in the church talking about that people gonna live forever, and Jesus woke people up from the dead and all kind of stuff like that. And they don't know when you gone, you gone. They don't know. They don't know. We have to teach them what's real, what's reality. If we don't know that people are truly coming back from the dead, then we shouldn't promote it in our children's head that it's true. We see the doctors working hard, and there's a whole lot that they can do to help lengthen and help improve the quality of life. But sometimes when people gone, they gone. Ain't no coming back. If the doctors ain't there and they can't, EMTs and police officers who know how to do CPR and people that can help bring them back. Even bystanders who can help them, not to lose their life. But when you gone, you gone. Like they didn't get enough oxygen to their brain or their heart in thus and so amount of time. And we can't bring them back. We can't bring them back. Is there any way we can have first responder stations set up closer to neighborhoods so that if tragedy was to happen or to strike, that they can have help immediately, closer and in more responsive time to helping? I know ain't nothing I can do about the pain and the suffering. Ain't nothing I can do about it. All I can do is address what it's done for me and how it put me in a state. It's getting close to the anniversary of the death of my son. Then, it's the anniversary of my death of my grandmother in February. Then my mom died in February. And those are some of the Black history people in my life that lost their life in February. And then in March, my daughter's birthday will be. She died when she was 3. Then in April, my son who was murdered, his birthday rolled around. It's like, and I try hard not to focus on it, mind you, but it still happens. And I don't know what I can do other than trying to make myself busy and not just let my life be lost to worrying about things that I can't change. And trying to turn the worry part off, that's the insanity. I can't turn it off. And I want to be able to, accept his death. Accepting his death after all the years. I still have a hard time accepting it. And sometimes the alcohol don't even help me to feel better. And then I'll drink a little bit more, hoping that it gonna help me feel better. And I still don't feel better because the reality set in. And accepting the fact that he gone ain't easy at all, Accepting that some people legitimately kill. And I ask myself, why? And then I don't want to know. But then again, maybe I should know, I hope and pray don't nothing help me reach that point in my life, But I don't know what's going to happen because I'm a human too. I don't know what I could be driven to do. I don't know. I just don't want people to suffer like this. I don't. I think life is spectacular, and the abilities that we possess in life they just great. It's like the things that I see, things that have naturally progressed and the things that we have been able to bring about too as a form of progression they fascinate me. And if I was to be like the earth, likened unto the earth, what I would want to create in my body is soldiers that are going to help fight to help keep me safe and to help heal me and to help keep me going And perhaps the earth be like evolved into her being what we are, that we are supposed to help keep her going and to help keep her moving. And in order to do that, we have to keep each other moving forward and keep pushing for greater and the greater things that we can bring into the earth to help build it up, so that it won't perish. That means water and trees and food, plants and plants and plants and plants everywhere. And no killing, not even bringing it into the mind that we have to be able to find other means. And you say, well, I didn't say anything about defending. We had a right to defend ourselves against invaders. We had a right, internally and externally. Preventive. We're working at preventing death as long as we can. And we take medicine to try to help ourselves go on. And we still don't, we're being told that we are not allowed to defend ourselves against others that are viral. They are viral. I think it's viral when we turn on one another. That's zombie-like. We just ain't walking around looking like that with blood all over our face. We just not that. I don't want to be that. I'm not saying I might reach zombie state in my life. Ain't what I want to be though. I need to have a valid reason though, I'm like trying hard not to even eat flesh. I still eat fish and things like that. That's food. But what if a human is food to someone else? I read in the Bible where God told Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac for him. Now, he said cook him up. He said cook him over an open flame. That's what I read. But somehow, an angel, it was someone who knew what was going to happen, made it there with the ram, something else, so that Abraham was going to do it. Abraham was going to do it. And there that person is over here with that ram saying, he's insane. He won't know the difference. Now, feed him the ram. I would read the Bible, and I began to read deeper into the Bible when my son was murdered. I was looking for some relief, psychological, emotional. I've been traumatized. I was looking for relief. And I dove deeper in the Bible, and the more I read, the more research I did, the less I began to believe in this afterlife. I believe less in a heaven or a hell, and I began to see my life and life form differently. And I see this little bitty little thing that's inside of a sperm. It's just so tiny. A life form inside of a sperm that attaches itself to the uterus and the lining of the uterus, and it eats. And it grows and it matures into a baby that's born. But that itty bitty little life, it stays the same size. And everything grows around that little teeny tiny life. Just a little speck life. The sperm is just so tiny. The baby grows from the life that's inside of that little sperm, that little seed. And I grew around that tiny little being that I call the oxygen in the air that I breathe. And I asked myself, whose oxygen? Who was it before it perished? Who is everywhere? Oxygen. When I leave here, I convert back to oxygen. And I do believe in reincarnation. Because if I'm oxygen, then I had an opportunity to get into something and to be born again. Whether I'm a chicken, whether I'm a bird, whether I'm a tree, whatever it is that becomes me, into my oxygen, or my oxygen into it, my life into it, my oxygen, my spirit, my soul, all of those things. And that's just how I see life. Ain't no guarantees that I'm right. Ain't no guarantees I'm wrong either. I just, that's the life that surrounds me. The life that I suck in, that catches in here and get in these red blood cells that are inside of my body. And get inside of my body and work hard to keep it clean and to keep it going. And that's what I want to be to the earth. So I've been trying to convert plastic, grow some of my own food. I need to get me some chickens though, but I want to keep them far from the house. And then I got to worry about hawks. It's a hawk out here that's real big, and he be swooping down, getting his eagle on out here. And because there's a lot of chickens that are free range out here that run around everywhere. I need to, I would like to be able to do my, but I want mine with a big, I want them to be free range, but I want a pen to cover them so that they won't be out here because the dog be chasing them and stuff. And perhaps the dogs that are like wild dogs, they got to keep going. You know, the deers, we got deers out here too. And my dog caught a baby deer one day and dragged it back into the yard and was just sitting there at it, looking at me like, you gonna cook it? I'm like, this dog just killed a deer. Dragged it back to the house and sitting out here by it, looking like he brought some food home. I mean, it's the wild. I done tried to domesticate him, and I can't because he keep chasing everything. I don't want to be out there chasing food. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? If the government stop feeding us, what I gonna do? Look, I'm finna look at it. I'm gonna find me something that's not like complete psychotic to look at. And that's all I see on a lot of these stations is complete psychotic. It's like complete psychotic. And I don't know if it's based on fact or not. I really don't. I've never taken time to even look at the demographics of them. Is there someone that really did all of these things like Jason? Is there someone that's living forever like Jason, just hacking people up? I wouldn't let my children look at that stuff. Now, they daddy did. I just don't do it. I don't think children need to see all that stuff. I don't. Hacking people up and stuff like that. I'm finna look at TV.